So we see them heading in for the next game. So in this game, we've got Catalyst on green, Vikings on red, and Apex on blue.
CV shadow boxing, apparently. I missed that one.
That one of the bits on the bingo card for Nats.
Shadow boxing CV. Tick that off on your bingo.
I heard one of the ones was Shifty gets termed loud. I didn't receive a single term this nationals, I would like to say.
I almost came after you in one of the early games, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I heard a big ay.
Oh, yeah, that checks out.
Shifty, you would never pack mask, would you?
Oh, never. Not a day in my life. Alrighty, so go to a base cam.
There we go. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to see.
Any of those will take you to it, and just pick the base you want to be up top. Can we get an after Nats term on Shifter? Can we not? Thank you.
If it's a level 2, it carries over to next game. First game of Sunny Coast 2025. Dragons walk in with a red button.
All right, so we get to player cards. Excellent.
All right.
I love Apex sticking with their little
sunnies.
meme of wearing
Oh,
the sunnies.
absolutely.
But they've switched the sunnies up this year too.
Nice.
They all wore the same pair.
It was the one pair of glasses, was it? They didn't
Yes,
buy 6 pairs of the same.
They all had different glasses for their team photo, and then I made them all wear the same pair.
Yeah.
All right, so once again, a very slow start. Red camera frozen. I believe we've got a red camera frozen there, so we'll wait for a refresh on
It
that.
does look like it, yeah.
There we go. It's back.
It's working.
It's
We're
just-
good.
Cameron just never moves, don't you know?
Exactly. Even his lights.
He was
still-
so still that even the lights stopped moving.
Thank you, Wildcard. So Apex and Vikings neck and neck on the pack. All of them neck on neck on pack points. Let's be real.
Yeah. Catalyst holding 2 inside green. Looks like they've got 2 lefties set up inside. Husky and Little Bow, probably.
Also one on the sort of long tire wall there on the back door of green.
Yep.
And see movement around the sweep area. Yep, so we see that's Wham Fox moving around the sweep area of green there, and not too much happening in other areas. See a little bit of red poking up to blue.
Yep. So this game, Apex have sat Axiom.
Yep.
Catalyst have sat Falcon.
Yep.
And Vikings have sat Jellyhawk.
Why sit carry Vikings?
Maybe Jelly just isn't as good in red as he is in blue.
True. Karen, I did see Karen yesterday night hold a ridiculous red base. It was
Karen
crazy.
has been very difficult to deal with inside red base.
That's for sure. As we see green team diving and getting tagged out instantly by him.
Yep.
Vikings picking up to another big pack lead.
Yep, early pack lead as well. Catalyst and Apex sitting pretty close together at the moment.
Yeah, and Vikings taking away that pack lead. Runt and CV on a nice 1K pack each. Still more support for Apex in the chat. We do see green team pushing up their backdoor defender to red base a bit more. But once again, having another stagnant game starting section.
I think it still comes to down to that common factor. Like, nobody wants to be the first one to make a move.
No one also wants to have their base be the first one to go down by overcommitting to their attack.
Yep, exactly.
We just see Apex and Catalyst going back and forth on the scoreboard there.
Zagariza, the sub players do sit in the
Briefing room or the kit up room?
Yep.
Um,
They are also allowed a pen and paper.
yes.
So they can take notes while they're sitting.
Yes.
And that's the kind of information they'll use in their team talks to try and figure out where they're at.
Yep.
Absolutely. Listening for the bases, listening for any denies that might listen to
Yeah. And that's actually the big strategy of it. It's not just tracking your own and seeing how you're doing. It's how
Tracking everyone's.
everything you
can.
Which is like, it's with Catalyst, every time I've seen them in a final series, they always sit Wham Fox first. as he is just notoriously very good at reading the games without having a scoreboard of information. So is interesting to see that Bonfire was the pick for Apex and Karen was the pick for Viking there. So
I think I would hazard a guess and say the teams are sitting people based on what's strongest on each base.
Yes.
yeah,
coming down to this-
absolutely. I
this
think
point
Vikings are
again.
definitely doing that. Like having Jellyhawk last lining blue is huge for them. Having Karen last lining red for them is huge. I don't foresee a Runt or Twinkles sit.
No.
I don't think they've set a game all comp.
I think Runt did sit a game when his back was carcass.
Oh, yes. Yeah, his back was pretty rough after the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, even during Lord of the Rings.
Well, yeah. Yeah, because he stopped moving around as much.
And still won. So we see green team trying to attack blue base there, but I think no, whoever their last against Bonfire.
I think it's very bold of Catalyst to have two people inside making very minimal points and just backing their other three boys to keep up. It's a very interesting choice.
It is very bold of them.
They are keeping up with Apex.
Yeah. I feel at pre-nuts 1 and 2, green base was Catalyst's strongest base. So I was expecting them a bit more aggressive while on this base because they do have a very strong defense on it.
Oh, yeah, maybe this is how the strong defense sort of gets brought up. Because the thing we're going to keep in mind there is if you've got that player that plays that front door of green, that's that player that gets chewed up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So maybe they're playing the tactical, like we'd rather have no points than give anyone else points.
Yep, that's
For
a fair
sure.
point. Snake asking in chat who set the first game. It was Wham, Karen, and Bonfire.
All right, so a bit of action happening at green base.
What just happened?
What was
Wow.
that?
Unfortunately, there was no base activity, so we can't replay that.
it. That was a while. Like even the player went, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Because he put shots into him.
Yeah, 2 into Little Bow, nothing registered. Decided to just tag Husky and walk out with a double.
Yeah, because Lil Bo called it, and I think Lil Bo was also missing those tags there. That was interesting to watch.
One of the tricky things of this particular system when you're getting close proximity with somebody, suddenly it becomes a lot easier to miss your shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, especially on those back sends. Blasted back sends.
Red base just been cleared out by green.
Go. Dodge inside.
Dodge
Looks
inside.
like a dodge.
Oh,
Smart to not put a shot in. He knew the base
Yeah.
was busy.
it was a very busy base there. Although still good pack points for him to clear it out there.
Yep.
Catalyst really starting to
Ooh.
drop behind on the pack points here, though.
Yeah, they're falling off a
are.
little bit.
Starting to see a little bit of separation. Still not a huge amount. There's only still about 3K or so between the first and third.
Red
Yep.
team just tried to have a crack into green base there, but getting tagged out and doubling with the defender.
It's
As
time
we say,
for
that Runt going for his green base.
time for a bit of activity.
There we go. And as I was saying before, around that 8-minute mark, first base goes off.
Yep. Runt and Twinkle's both locked inside green now. They're going to try and hold so Twinkle can get his green as well.
Yep. Yeah.
Leveled up. Well done. Member
Where the
leveled
Catalyst
up.
boys are at right
Well
now,
done.
we see one on the back door and one on the front door, both getting tagged. Twinkle's trying to put shots into the green base there.
I think
Getting
it's-
tagged out by Marmaduke, I believe.
It was a green player.
Oh, it was a green player?
Quite possibly was Wax. It
Yeah.
was definitely a
was-
right-hander,
yeah.
and I think a little too tall to be Wham Fox.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I thought it was a Marmaduke there, but then I realized the colors.
My hairline is part of the worm. No, you can see through my hair. You can see the worm perfectly
because
fine.
the blue gets green screened out for some reason.
Yeah.
This is why you go for red hair. No green screen for me. We've got Catalyst still locking their base now. Same with red team,
Member leveled
also
up.
locked in.
Well done.
Everyone's locked in. No one wants their base to go down. And action green camera. You go arena cameras. See where all the points are happening.
all that center play again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twinkle's looking to put a little bit of pressure on the back of the green base.
Yeah.
I think returning to defense, though, being smart.
Red hit.
base hit.
Wax getting
Wax
his red
with a
base. That
red.
is huge.
Blue's
we'll go
just
for
been emptied as well.
We'll go for a replay on that
Well
red
done.
base. Just a second. Give it enough time. Oh,
Straight through
nice.
front door,
Done,
straight
Wax.
in.
Must have been that late calm or the
And then,
lack
yeah,
of calm even.
People didn't have enough
Yep.
time to get him out. Beautifully done there.
pushed just a little bit too far by the Vikings.
That does
Yep.
just put them ahead of Apex. I think they're still somewhat equal on the
Apex
pack
coming
points.
in
Apex
with
are
red
inside
base.
red.
Are in
Here's an
red.
opportunity.
They just put shots in, but I don't want to
Now,
run the risk
now
of the
out of time
deny.
now.
Yeah.
It's very busy. 3 teams are there.
There
Yep.
was the chance there, I think.
Oh,
that they
Dodge
got-
putting shots onto red, tagging someone. One more.
Oh, unlucky.
Getting 2-shot denied there by Grunt.
That was a very risky base.
That was a huge, especially with 3 reds on that front door.
Yeah. But you know what they say? Got to spend money to spend money.
True. Ah dear, but that 2-shot denial does not do them any favors on the pack point game either.
Yeah.
1,000 points down. Ninja
Ninja shots
putting
on
shots
green.
on green.
Green destroyed.
That is huge for Apex, putting them ahead of Catalyst.
It is still very close.
It is incredibly close. Oh, geez. Vikings aren't as high on the pack points this game as they were in the previous game, at least
Yep.
compared to where they're at. They also had 3 bases last game, whereas now they only have the 1.
Interesting considering that they're coming out of red base, traditionally the highest
Yeah.
pack pointing.
Absolutely. Lilbo putting
Lilbo
shots on for
red.
his red.
Red
Oh, he's so
destroyed.
clear.
Wax-
So many greens
Wax
there.
covering that cross shot from inside through to the front door for
Husky
him.
solo defending green right now.
Yep.
With every other green player at red base.
That's not Husky. That's a
That's
right-hander.
Dodge, sorry, yeah, and that is a cap and that is Dodge. Oh, but getting pincered by both people. Memeless getting 1 shot denied there at
From a
green.
distance, Wham from the
Where
from
was
the far
Wow,
end.
I wanna
Wham stepped out of the reload for a second and went, yeah, I'll take this.
yeah, I wanna see that replay.
Green set up inside of red.
They are.
Yep.
Wham Fox, not Falcon.
Green hit.
Now pick up another base.
Green also being tagged.
Well done.
Blue team tagging green base there. Oh, that was a huge deny there for Wham
So
Fox.
that was Husky's red base.
Catalyst now
Catalyst
propelling
pulling
themselves
ahead, yeah.
up into the
Yeah.
first place.
Last minute bases for him.
So obviously someone's made a decision here, and by the looks of how empty green base
Husky
is,
going for blue.
I think it was Catalyst.
Oh, no! Oh, he missed the shots.
Missed
Oh.
shots. He's on that. He was set up on the dead side
Oh,
of that base
dear.
too.
Yep.
But Wham Fox is in blue base. Does have time. Shots on. Beetle, please. Another one.
what
Another
a
one.
tag.
No. Oh my
What a
gosh.
base.
The mystical
What a
man
base.
himself.
That was a huge base.
Bonfire picking
and
up a green in that time.
Well done.
Yeah, it'll be
Vikings
interest-
getting left behind here.
It'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see if Apex try and go for a base swap with Catalyst and try and lock.
over.
Oh, the game's over.
Yeah,
never
yeah,
mind.
no, there was no time in the end. That was
Yeah.
holy Catalyst pulling ahead in the last few seconds of that game.
Still
Yeah.
got a lot of ground to pick up.
Yeah.
to
If
catch
they wanna
up
catch
to the
Vikings.
after the last one. That said, this is that's going to depend on Vikings a bit on how they read that game
Yep.
Yeah,
and how
absolutely.
they felt that went for them. Because
Yep.
they had that grind out at the start. They probably had the confidence in their pack points. They know what they can do
Absolutely.
on pack.
They only had the 1 base. Once they communicate that to one another, they only had 1 base.
Catalyst are out by a fair bit.
Yeah.
Probably like 12 or 13K at a guess.
We're considering as well, like a lot of the final series that the Vikings have played. I don't think they've really been in a position where they've lost many of the games, or they've ever felt like they dropped a
Yeah.
game. Not a super common occurrence for